Windows? Did you say Windows earlier?
Windows.
Because iPadOS gets Windows.
Yeah.
And a menu bar.
And a menu bar. And the stoplights.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's less and less difference between iPadOS and macOS now. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's good.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that because there are times when I want to just have an iPad with me and not have to on my laptop.
It did make me stop and think to myself, where is my iPad?
Oh, that's interesting.
I haven't picked up my iPad in so long.
Huh. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The you mentioned the Files app when we were talking about the various different things. That gets a huge expansion in iPadOS now. I mean, you get list view with resizable columns. You can set a default app for opening up files. Yeah.
Folders like macOS.
Folders can be added to the dock. Yeah, exactly. Like, what are we saying that's not coming over from macOS? An audio input selector so you can choose which microphone you want to use for any given app.
I was excited as a podcaster, the local audio and video capture feature.
Yeah, and I was surprised when they said that was usable not just in FaceTime, but in Zoom and in Teams and in Meet. Yeah.
And it will record just your audio
and video.
Yeah,
right.
And then
I think both
for each participant, and then you can share it and you can do the whole old school double ender thing and produce your show with the best quality audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
And they claimed voice isolation, so I'm assuming some good smart audio.
It's the same smart audio they have on the Mac.
But as opposed to it's not on the iPad right now.
No, that's true. It came from iPhone. The one that we have on the Mac started with iPhone, the sound isolation, and then it was expanded to Mac. You're right, and now iPad gets it. It's not the greatest, but it's fine. It's a nice step. I mean, I want more. I always want more, right? I want core audio to be addressable by third-party apps on iPad. We did not get that today, but we got to step in that direction. So that's fine. That's fine.
Preview app on iPad?
Right.
Yes,
Finally.
That's right. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Better file manipulation, being able to set default apps and
sign documents.
Yeah.
Yeah, without having to use a third-party utility.
Right.
Yeah. I also found it really interesting that they are now allowing apps to essentially register. Developers can, when they write their app, can register it to be an app that has operations that can and should continue running in the background on iPad when you move to another app.
Background tasks.
Yeah, background tasks, which has been an issue on both iOS and iPadOS for a very long time. If it needed to do something, you couldn't shift out of that app. Otherwise, it would just would put the app to sleep, and then that was the end of that. So, yeah.
I mean, I think they're realizing more and more people are using these for content production. So if you need to do a large encoding or something like that, right, you can kick that off in the background, go do other stuff, answer emails, browse the web, do the other things you want to do. What's nice is they're also leveraging, what do they call it? What's the active? So you can see, up in the menu bar that it's actively processing and getting progress.
Like dynamic island kind of stuff.
What do they call that feature? I can't remember. Where you can get instant updates from apps on like what they're doing. I can't remember.
I think it's live updates, right?
Live updates. Yeah, exactly. So the same thing you would get for sports scores, or you're waiting for your Uber or your plane, updates for your flight and all that stuff. I think it's leveraging the same stuff to display where the background task is processing at. So very cool stuff.
I agree. Live translation is something that I think will be one of those sleeper features for a lot of people, not realizing how valuable that's going to be. And it's doing this live translation that they've added. It's everywhere. It's not just in messages, but it's in messages. It's not just in the phone app, but it is in the phone app. And it works with people who aren't on an iPhone by using the voice to translate what you've said into whatever their language is. And then, of course, vice versa. I like using that not just with another person sharing the same physical space as you, but using it, to text with people or to talk with people. That's one of those things that makes the world smaller. And I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I have a friend whose grandparents are German and they don't speak English, and he doesn't speak German. And I mean, what a wonderful thing that'll be. Don't have to have mom or dad there to translate.
Exactly. Yeah, you can have a conversation without a translator. I mean, yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that'll be a sleeper app in how it really makes the world even smaller.
Yeah, that's going to be something else. I'm eager. Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
What I'm wondering is will you be able to select? Because I did the whole personal voice thing, which is part of accessibility, but it's not part of like Siri. Like I've often wished that I could use my personal voice for Siri. I wonder if you will be able to use your personal voice for this. Because, when it translates across, it uses the voice technology. I'm assuming it's leveraging the accessibility voice technology to like answer the other person, right, in their language. So it'd be really cool if it would let you use your personal voice versus just, the standard Apple voices.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would be like. I mean, it's sampling, presumably, when you sampled your voice, Adam, it was in English.
It was.
Right. And so how would it do making you with that voice speak Spanish?
Right.
Or German or Korean. I wonder what that would be like. Yeah.
My thought would be it should have tone, inflection, pace, all those sorts of data, and then you layer AI on top of that, it should be able to do a relatively good, I would think, adaptation from one language to another. I know right now there are AI technologies that are using, and it sounds to me like it's trying to at least mimic the voice, but a few shows and podcasts I've seen have used a voice technology for like foreign video to overlay a translation of someone speaking, in a foreign language, and now they're speaking in English. And the AI even goes in and I think manipulates the lip movements with the video to try to match that sort of stuff. And it does a pretty good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, can that be done on device? Like, is Apple's stuff good enough to do that on device?
I don't know.
Yep.
Be cool if it was.
It would. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.